Hello everyone, my name is Neha and I'm currently studying in Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli. Today I'll be speaking on the topic income inequality in India. India is regarded as one of the fastest growing nations in the world. As a strong emerging economy, India has experienced an average of 8% economic development in terms of GDP in 2000s. In fact, it is ranked as the 10th richest nation in the world. Despite this rapid growth, India has had high level of income inequality. It is estimated that the richest 20% population in India now make 12 times more of what the poor 20% population does. In addition to this, income growth of the rich and the middle class Indians have grown by 9% in the 1990s. Now let us do an analysis of what this problem is all about. Based on the new Indian Human Development Survey, which provide data on income inequality for the first time, India scores a level of income equal income equality lower than Russia, the United States, China, and Brazil. According to the report by the company New World Wealth, India is the second most unequal country globally, with millionaires controlling 54% of its wealth. According to the latest data from Credit Suisse, in India, the richest 1% owe 53% of the country's wealth. The 5% owe 68%, while the top 10% have 76%. At the other end of the pyramid, the poorer half held a merry 4% of the national wealth. The most obvious conclusion can be drawn is that economic reform has relatively benefited a tiny group at the top of the Indian income pyramid. The increase in the income inequality coincides with the sharp rise in the economic growth after 1980. Now, let us see some of the problem that has caused income inequality in India. There are many reasons attributed to the unequal distribution of income and resources in India. Poor policies by the government top the list of why there is high inequality in income distribution in India. In the past decade, the government has reduced spending on the most important sector such as agriculture, health, and education. The government has thus neglected the area and caused disparities between the level of poverty in different regions in the country. The government of India has been accused of concentrating on high on capital intensive industry such as finance, insurance and real estate industry, and hence has created a gap in the income level of in different industries. The capital intensive industries usually require employees who are more skilled as compared to the labor intensive industry. This neglect has contributed largely towards the disparity in the income and earning among skilled and unskilled labor who make up majority in Indian population. The second reason could be the high level of corruption in the high level of corruption in India, uh, which have which have been blamed to build a huge gap between the rich and the poor. Even though in some instances the government has set aside money for project for the poor, corruption is a huge barrier to the access of these funds. The people in charge of such products such projects often consume more than half of it before it goes to the poor region. Poor infrastructure has widened the gap between the rich and the poor. Most companies and schools, as well as essential social amenities, have been located in the areas with good infrastructure. Another cause could be inequality. Another cause of inequality could be inflation. During inflation, few profit earners gain and most wage earners lose. Since wages have lagged behind prices, profit have increased. This is this had created more and more inequality. Moreover, during inflation, money income increases, no doubt, but real income falls. And this leads to fall in the standard of living of the poor people since the purchasing power falls. Now uh, let us see a few measures how we can reduce inequality. Promotion of labor intensive manufacturing. The fail the the failure of the failure the failure to promote labor intensive manufacture like construction, textile, clothing, footwear, etc. in the single most reason of raising inequality. The labor intensive manufacturing has the potential to absorb millions of people who are leaving farming. The proportion of the labor force in agriculture has come down, but the workers who have left farm have not got job in the modern factory or offices. Most are stuck in tiny informal enterprise which which productivity level is less. In India, could somehow reserve the trend and promote labor intensive manufacturing that this could help in the reduction in the inequality level. More inclusive growth. The promotion and adoption of an inclusive growth agenda is the only solution to the rising inequality problem. Skill development. The development of advanced skill among the youth is a prerequisite in India. If India wants to, if India wants to make us of its demographic division, the skilling of youth by increasing investment in education could also help inequality to reduce. Progressive taxation. Higher taxes on rich and luxury will help reduce income inequality. Equal opportunity for all. The government may decide and set up some sort of mechanism which may provide equal opportunity to all rich and poor in getting employed or getting a start in a trade and in trade and industry. In other words, something may be done to eliminate the family influence in the matter of choice of a profession. For example, the government may institute a system of liberal stipend and scholarship so that even the poorest in the land can acquire the highest education and technical skill. We can conclude that the inequalities in the distribution of income or wealth are quite severe in India. The government of India has been endeavoring to reduce inequalities of wealth and income in the country. Several measures have been adopted in this direction so that the inequality in the system could be reduced. If India wants to be a successful economy in future, it needs to deal with this problem and solve this problem out. Thank you.